Hi, my name is Brenda Patel, and I just wanted to share my experience so far in the United States on how I'm going to be applying to dental schools as a foreign trained dentist. So I graduated in the year 2014, and I wasn't much prepared of how I'm going to be applying to schools. What are the next steps in the United States? And I did get married, and when I came to United States, I went through divorce. And I'm just trying to mention this because when you are applying to school, your personal life goes on, and it's very important to consider your personal life and your professional life together when you're making such a big decision. And you're talking about taking a big amount of loan for the school, and you have to live dependently on somebody, or like you're depending on your private loans or your FAFSA loans. So there's so much to consider when you're actually thinking about applying to schools up here. Um, so what I initially did was I I started working as a travel assistant in South Dakota, and I think that kind of helped me personally too. So I got some time off for myself, and I was just seeing the practice. How it was a mobile dental clinic. So it was very fun. So we went to different schools in South Dakota, and we would practice up there the whole day, and you get to assist the doctors with pedo patients because we're just performing the procedures on a mobile phone, and you're doing sedation, um, just all preventive stuffs. You can find dogs outside. There's just no place where you can go and kind of actually just roam around up there because there are wild life animals up there. And I moved to Chicago. Really, really an amazing city. I love Chicago. Been 5 years, lived in the city. I started working for a private practice, and when I worked up there, I was not really prepared about how the culture is gonna come up. And I just thought maybe in like just few months I'm just gonna go ahead and like just apply to schools again, and not thinking about the amount of money at all. I did not think money is a big factor at all. I just went ahead and applied to schools, like accepting part one because I was cleared with part one during that time. And then I see, the work stress as an assistant. I had a lot to learn. um, like I would say I literally learned the American culture up there. And Chicago, the patients are diverse, so got to see like all sorts of patients in the city, which was good. And the patient, mostly they were like having private insurances. And I had this girl at the front would come back and then talk to the person about their insurance. So very new for me. I don't know what's going on. I'll just wait for some time, and they're talking about deductible, your co-pays, and stuff like that. And I was just like, what are they saying, you know? And I mean, I did read it from my part too, but it's just like a very small amount. I didn't understand too much, but that's when I started getting a grasp of it. Having a proper treatment plan while they're presenting, the finances to the patient, because it's a big deal before when they get started. So he was a very good dentist, good practice up there. He would say, how much it would cost up front, like way before they get started. Um, so that's one of the things up, and then I failed my part two examination. Then I was mad at myself. I don't know why I was so mad. not trying to like figure out why I would fail one more time. That was my second try. Before I thought it was due to personal reasons, but then I'm like, what's going on? Don't I know stuff? And just a lot of pressure. I bought some other books, I read them, gave it one more time during that year, failed again. Um, and it's just like I distanced myself from the field. Then I'm like, I'm not gonna do assisting till like I pass the exam, because I think it was in my head that maybe I don't know format, maybe I don't know this, I don't know that. You know, there was no planning on my end when I was studying for the exam. I was more interested in kind of knowing so many other things that were going on. I was like, how's the billing working? How's like the insurance working? And, can I do this? Can I do that? And then kind of make more money. I mean, just have a stable income. I kind of went that route. And um, like you will learn new things, but there's a limit to how much you're gonna like in that, because you've been practicing. Because the end of the day, when you're not practicing or you're not able to practice, it's frustrating. And I like the other thing was like, during assisting, like we did have to like clean up the rooms, like you're like janitors, I think. um Sweeping, mopping, throwing out the garbage, like you go down to the basement, throw it. It was like a big bag. And I was like, I don't think I've ever done all that stuff before. And up here, people are kind of used to, um, when they're in school, they like kind of do their part-time job or like full-time job in summers and stuff. And you know, maybe they've done it before. But in India, I think your parents, like they educate you, and then they want to see you having a good job. And so it's just all new, not nothing like really personal. But back then, I was holding it back. I'm like, why would they make me do it? Why would they? Just holding so many grudges up there, doing such work. I was underpaid. I mean, for the billing stuff too, I was just relaxing, just trying to apply and see where I'm gonna get in. I mean, the whole thing was I was not organized. Um, the kind of change feels like, I wanted to do maybe administration, open like, dental clinics and support DSOs that way. But end of the day, when like you're not able to practice, it would still kind of bug me through it. So I had gone to University of Michigan for the Synergy program that kind of very helped me. I mean, it didn't help me immediately. Not that I passed the exam or, anything like that sort, but it just kind of gave me the motivation. And, I was in touch with my mentors, and every year I'd be like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Or like, I went like selling liners and stuff like that. I mean, with the direct to consumer aligners that are being done now. I was a part of that too, but like nothing's like fulfilling. And at that point, um, I went to the research, and I was like, okay, let me see what's there in research. And just, I wanted to do clinical research, and learned a little bit about it. And I started working as a protocol coordinator. I think research kind of got me very close to studying for my INBDs again. So I'm very, very thankful for research, because it gives you a protocol. So that means that they're writing from the start to begin on how a specific thing needs to work. And every detail is mentioned, how you're like, if suppose it's like you're collecting blood for a cancer patient, then at what time intervals, and then where's it shipped, how do you ship it, like every single detail would be in the protocol, like why they're having the study, and you name it, and like the surveys, like when you're collecting data from the patients, um, like what kind of data are you collecting when you're processing the blood work, like what kind of lab work are you doing. I think it's so detailed. It would be like I don't know how many pages. Usually it's like 10 to 15 pages, or I think depending on the study it would be more. But it's just that how detailed they're writing, because they want it in a very systematic way so that somebody else who does it can reproduce the same thing very accurately. And that's what got me into thinking that people have done this before, they've passed this exam before, what have they done to so that I can reproduce the same results, not that they've studied different and like anything else. So I motivated myself and kind of just followed the process, like not skipping some parts. And if I don't know something, I'll go ahead and YouTube it, and then kind of read a little bit more into it, and try to solve as many questions I can. But moreover, with INBD, I was like very at ease, like if I know my concepts, then I will pass this time. So at that point it was like 5 attempts already. And but with INBD I was like, if my concepts are clear, it's that exam's not like repeated questions that were there before. I honestly don't know why I took so many attempts, but and I didn't read anything different. I had the same material, which was, yeah, I mean, and none of the questions that I read really came in an exam. Maybe just one or two, and but I still passed the exam in the first attempt with INBDs, because it's all clinical. Like if you're good with your foundations, you'll be fine. If you know pharmac, you know your medicine, you know your patho, you'll be so much fine. So I was happy about that, and then I took a break. I went back to India, and now I'm going to be applying to dental schools. But obviously, with so many attempts, I've narrowed down to my schools, because this time it's even a financial. Um, I just have like maybe 2,000 that I can spend in this cycles application. So maybe I'm just going to spend 1,000, because you're spending 1,000, and plus what if you have to get additional like copies for something, your EC valve or your TOEFL. So that's my plan, that I'm just going to be working out with this amount of money that I have, and the TOEFL score I have. Like my TOEFL score is 91 right now, and I know like it's competitive, like having 100 and above, but I'm trying to like work on it. I'll give another home edition and then see how things kind of go. And I'm still just applying to maybe 4 schools, and those were accepting like my TOEFL that way. And I'm not ready for a bench test. I'm seriously not. I have not practiced in this 5 years, and I just feel like I don't have that amount of money to uh, you know spend it on a course and then apply for admissions and stuff like that. I want to go to a school where they take me for like they're gonna teach me the preclinicals before, and I get a little bit hands-on. If I try to do another preclinical course before I join the school, if I have that amount of money, just to like up my game in clinical skills. But that's my plan, and this time I'm very eased because I'm a little bit organized with my thought process. And I am not stressing out that okay, if I don't have money, what am I going to do, and like if I don't get into this cycle, what am I going to do. And you just have to think that everything has to work together. It's not just your professional life that matters, it's also your personal life. And you have to think about your finances. You have to think about, like, I think my mom, they're gonna come, so I need to think about them, how I'm gonna let them stay with me, provide for them if needed. So there's so much to consider. So I just feel like, we're putting so much pressure on ourselves, and then definitely it's competitive. Like, you have to work hard a lot, but you just have to, like, ease yourself out and just be motivated and consistent if you really want to go ahead with this. Like, just be clear in your mind. I think the mindset is very important. What kind of mindset you have. I have created an environment, like, I will have a positive mindset, and when I talk to my friends, I make sure, like, I tell my best friend, like, she was applying the other cycle, I'm like, let's have this mindset of encouraging each other, and I think we will go through this. um, and it really worked out for her, really worked out for her. And we were practicing the interview on in the pool, which is like, she's on one side and I'm on the other side, and we were yelling at each other. So it's just so that she can open up her voice so when she's talking to somebody. And it's just little fun stuff you do, encouraging each other. So that's been my journey so far. And I just want everyone to wish me luck, and I'm still doing fine in a good another city, Philadelphia now, practicing as an assistant, back to assisting, because I like assisting. Like, I feel like, yeah, what if I get to the procedure? That would be more fun. So that is why I know that I have to go to dental school and learn all the foundations, and then maybe I get to practice on patients. Um, with specialty route, like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I could. I am interested a little bit in research. I'm not sure, like, if that's one thing that that one specialty I want to do my entire life. And then, with the licensing, there's always a problem. So I don't know yet. So I'm still hoping to apply to dental schools and the DTS cycle this year and next year. I don't know. I'm not gonna stop trying till I get in, and that's what I'm hoping for, at least. But let's see. But I'm in a very good space. So that's my story.